Hello everyone, so summertime is approaching. Let's get ready with a bunch of Dollar Tree hacks. This is a great storage option for summer. You can get the over-the-door hooks from Dollar Tree and hang them off of a wooden fence. Then get a laundry basket from Dollar Tree and hang that off of the hooks. This is great for storing items that sit around the backyard like balls and kid toys. If you have a wire fence, you can always zip tie the hooks to the wire fence. This is my most useful summer hack that comes in handy year after year. Before we continue, leave a sun emoji down in the comments below if you're ready for summer, and if you're not, leave a snowflake emoji in the comments.
This is my favorite pool noodle hack if you have a pool. What you're going to do is you're going to get a bin. This one was under $3 from Walmart, and you're also going to get a plant hanger hook from Dollar Tree. You're going to take the chains off of the plant hanger. To do this, just use pliers to open up the top piece and then take the chains off. You're then going to attach all the chains together, and this is real easy to do because each of them have a clip that you just open up and just attach all the chains together. Now take your chain and just feed it through your pool noodle. The bin that you're using, you want to make sure that it comes with a lid, and the reason being is because the edges pop out, and that's how you're going to keep the pool noodle underneath the bin so that it stays floating. So what you're going to do is you're going to wrap the pool noodle around your bin, and then you're going to use the chains to tighten up the pool noodle around the bin so it doesn't unravel. What we have here is a floating cooler that is perfect for the pool. So fill it up with some ice and some drinks of choice. I only put 5 drinks inside of there because I don't know how many it could hold. I don't know about that, but it held all 5 perfectly fine. When you're inside of the pool, you want another drink, you don't have to get out of the pool to go grab something. It works so well. Here I am filming myself. I feel so weird, you guys. There's like people behind us, and they probably just see me with this camera filming myself drinking Sprite. They're like, what is this chick doing?
Dollar Tree right now is getting in a bunch of solar lights you can hang. I'm using a hammer to hammer some nails into my wooden fence and then hang the solar lights off of that. If you have a vinyl fence, you can always use adhesive hooks, and if you have a wire fence, you can zip tie these to the wire fence. Now, I have used solar power lights in the past that have wires, and I hate the way that they look on the fence. This makes it so that there's no wires, and it adds some light to your backyard. These solar lights in particular are beautiful. They are glass and they have a really nice glow to them. And what I like about this is that they're solar powered, so I don't have to pay for any electricity being used. This next hack I saw on the Daily DIYers channel. I'll link her down below for you guys. You're gonna get a flag pole, and off of that flag pole you can hang some paper towels. This comes in handy for a picnic if you're at the beach. Now there is one flaw to this. If it's very windy outside, the paper towel roll starts to roll around and unravel. So don't put this outside if it's too windy, and this is only meant to stay outside when you're outside. If you leave it outside, it rains, obviously your paper towels are gonna get messed up. During summertime, I always feel like our shoe collection multiplies because we got a bunch of flip-flops, you got your water shoes. Dollar Tree carries these hanging shoe storage organizers, so they do come with hooks that you hang off of the door. But there's 4 of us in our house. We all have our little shoes. So what you can do is you can get a hanger from Dollar Tree and zip tie this to the hanger. That way you have more storage space than just the door. And sometimes the hooks don't even work on certain doors. Sometimes the hooks are a little too small or a little too large. So zip tying this to a hanger makes it where you can still have some storage space options. And like I said, summertime, I feel like there's just so much more. You got your flip-flops, the water shoes, you will have sandals. It's just a lot. And then you can also use this inside of a closet for clothing. My kids' closet is very small. They share the same room, and they get gifted clothing for the future lots of times, or if I can find it on clearance and buy it now, I do. And as you can see, it's all like stuffed inside of there, so you can go ahead and use the shoe storage to store some clothing. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting clothing inside of there that is 3T that Noelle cannot wear for a while, and then like 6T, which Cooper cannot wear for a while. It stays there and it helps clear up some space, as you can see. Works really well, like I said, if you don't have a big closet.
To upgrade the over-the-door hook hanger that's outside, you can get the plant hangers from Dollar Tree and a broom handle. The plant hangers have little screws that you can use to screw the hangers into your fence. Again, this is really going to work with a wood fence. It might work on vinyl depending on the vinyl. Now take your broom handle and place it right on top of the hooks. Now you can hang whatever you want on this. Now what I like about this particular one is that those plant hangers, they pop out a bit more so they can hold bigger items. So if you have like a children's pool and you don't want to leave it it on the grass because, again, there's a bunch of bugs. You know, granted, bugs can fly inside of something that's hanging. They can still crawl up there. It's just not as bad as leaving this on the ground. You can hang it off of those plant hangers. You have more space to hang towels off of to dry. And if you have life jackets, you can put them on a hanger and hang them right off of that broom handle. I really like the way that this works as well. Right now, a lot of you guys are gardening. Did you know you can take your used seed bags and make a wreath out of them? Just make sure when you open the bag, you create a hole in the back, preserving the front of the bag. And then use some hot glue to start attaching all of the bags. After gluing the bags all together, I take this wider ribbon that I just got from Dollar Tree. It's burlap ribbon, and I created a bow that I then glued to my wreath. And I decided to embellish this a little bit more using some greenery that I got from Dollar Tree. I really like anything from Dollar Tree that has that dusty look. I then take a piece of twine and glue a piece to the back of my wreath that I could hang it right off of. You can use some LED lights from Dollar Tree. They do have color changing lights or just the regular LED lights. What you're going to do is you're going to cut pool noodle pieces down about an inch. Then take a knife and cut a circle out of the inside of each pool noodle piece. This is where you're going to push your LED light into. If you can, try to cut the pool noodle as straight as you possibly can. I was using a pretty dull knife, so it wasn't cutting as straight as I would have liked. We just made floating lights that are perfect for outside, especially during a party. You have these beautiful lights just floating at the top. You do have to turn on each one individually, so that's why I say I would use it more for a party than for every single day. It just looks so magical, I'm telling you guys. And like I said, they have the color changing ones as well, which are great for like the 4th of July.
The Dollar Tree mesh bags are great for holding items that have water inside of them and you need them to dry. You just stick them inside of the mesh bag and hang them off of one of the Dollar Tree metal plant hangers that you can push into the ground. Hang it off of that and just let it dry.
For this pool noodle hack, you're going to need a tension rod. I got mine for under $6 at Walmart. Take a knife and slice the pool noodle down the middle, but not entirely all the way through, just on one side. You're then going to go ahead and wrap that around the tension rod. Now I got some greenery garland that I am going to wrap around the pool noodle. So that it stays in place, I'm just using zip ties. I recommend using a green pool noodle for this. That way, if there is an area that you forgot to cover up, it's not as noticeable. Dollar Tree right now has some really pretty flowers in. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting them off of the main stem, and then I'm going to be pushing them through the pool noodle. Make sure you're putting floral pieces all around the tension rod. If you're doing it just on one side, it will lean toward that side. So evenly distribute the weight. I'm also using some white flowers. These flowers I got from Amazon, not from Dollar Tree. I'll try to remember to link them down below, but I'm so bad with that. Time to hang this up. You just want to make sure whatever tension rod you're using, it's going to fit the width of the area you're placing it in. After you hang it up, you can see wherever you're missing flowers and just push more flowers in those areas. You are left with the prettiest little garland thing that you can put inside of a doorway, a window, wherever you want where it can hang. It is so pretty. It's so easy to do. And what would be nice is if you add fairy lights to it, and at nighttime it could really glow. You can use pool noodles to dummy down the bottom of things. For instance, I have this fake tree beside my fireplace, and to get it to stay inside of the planter, I am using this little wooden bench, and it does not look right at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down some pieces of pool noodle. My tree isn't tall enough for this basket. To create more height, I got this little bucket from Dollar Tree. I'm going to place in the center of my basket. Then I put pool noodles around that little bucket. Next up, I place my tree on top of the bucket and then fill in the rest of the gaps with the pool noodles. I looked around my house for something to cover up the pool noodles with, and I found a pack of moss from Dollar Tree. I only needed one pack to cover up the top because I had the pool noodles at the bottom dumming up the basket. If I would have used just moss alone, I probably would have needed 20 of these bags to fill in all of the gaps that were around the bucket and the tree. You can see how useful the pool noodles were in this situation. You can use the pool noodles to dummy up so many different things. I've seen people use them to dummy up gift baskets, which I think is a great idea.
Did you know that cupcake liners come in super handy for giving away popsicles during summertime? So if you have a kid in your life or even an adult who doesn't like the feeling of melting popsicles or ice cream on their hands, you can use the liner to go ahead and catch some of that melting ice cream. I am somebody who hates that feeling. I always get a cup. So let me know down in the comments below, do you get cup or cone when it comes to ice cream. I get cups because I do not like the sticky feeling that comes with that melting ice cream on your hand. For this next hack, you're going to need some pool noodles. I got some from Dollar Tree, and I also got some from Walmart. The ones from Walmart, they're actually smaller than the ones from Dollar Tree, but they do have them in more tropical colors. So there's different ways to cut your pool noodle. First off, I'm going to take a knife, and I cut it slightly through the pool noodle in an angle, and then just spin the pool noodle around, so it's just creating a spiral. After I cut it, I just use my fingers to open up where I cut, so it's just opening up the pool noodle. Then I cut again in an angle, making sure that I'm not cutting over areas I already cut. So pretty much between those areas that I cut, creating two different spirals. You're not cutting through the entire pool noodle, and I only went about halfway down. Once I've done this, I open up these spiral pieces, and this is just supposed to be a jumbo piece of coral. All different types of coral pieces you can make. I made one where I'm just kind of slicing through the top of the pool noodle, creating a bunch of little pieces that have pointy tips. I didn't come up with this idea. I have seen it done lots of times, especially on Pinterest. So whoever came up with this, kudos to you. I always try to find the original source of things, and this is very hard to find because it's been done so much, but whoever came up with it, you are brilliant. The other thing I did is I got these large bamboo skewers from Dollar Tree. I cut down the pool noodles into a bunch of small pieces, and then I just pushed them through the bamboo skewer, creating different designs to the coral. You got to get your coral to stand up. Now I got a wooden round from Dollar Tree, wooden dowels, and then some small screws. I'm going to use the screws to screw the dowels into place on that wood round. I have seen people take the coral and glue them to cardboard boxes. You can do that. I decided to do this because I can take the coral pieces off easily and then put them back on if I want to reuse them. Also, I made this piece for an actual birthday party, and I have to travel with this, so I want to make it so it's easier to travel with versus putting it on a cardboard and it's glued down and I can't move anything around. I start placing my coral onto the wooden dowels, and I'm placing any coral that doesn't have the bamboo skewers on the dowels. Then for the coral that has wooden skewers, what I'm doing is I'm gluing down a piece of pool noodle and then pushing the bamboo skewer through the pool noodle. Here's where you can call it a day if you like to. I decided to cut down small pieces of blue pool noodle, then cut those pieces into half. I'm going to glue those around the edge of my wood round, and then I cut some more pieces that I glue on top of the wood round just to cover up that area. I also got some decorative shred from Dollar Tree that I glued on top of the wood. And that's how I made this jumbo coral decor using Dollar Tree pool noodles. It is so pretty, perfect for a birthday party. It's perfect for a summer get-together, just outside summer decor, especially since pool noodles are water resistant. Makes me want to do a fish ocean theme for Noelle's next birthday party, especially since she does love fishes. Now, I wanted to share with you guys how I make cutouts. During summertime, I know there's a lot of parties, a lot of birthday parties, so let me share with you guys how you can make them really easily. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Google Images and type in what you want. So in this case, I want Elmo. I do sort by tools and I choose large images. Images that are larger tend to have a better resolution. For my poster prints, I use Walgreens. So what I do is I usually choose 20 by 30 because that's the size of a Dollar Tree piece of foam board. And what you do is you just put your image on top of the canvas and then size it to fit the canvas. Sometimes your image might say low resolution. Either you're gonna have to find something that is a higher quality or just choose the low resolution. The other option is to make it a higher resolution. I have a subscription to something called Upscale. No, this is not sponsored. That's what I use to make my images higher quality. And once I do that, I have no issue printing out images that are great quality. Walgreens always has a coupon, so make sure you use it. I usually get my posters when they're 60 to 70% off. So I got my poster now from Walgreens. You can see the image came out really nice. What you're going to do is you're going to cut out your image, whether using a scissor or a razor. Next up, you're going to need a foam board from Dollar Tree, and you're also going to need something to stick the poster board to the foam board. I'm using this 3M Super Strength adhesive spray. I'm just going to spray it all over the foam board. Now, this is a very strong spray, and what I like about it is it makes it so that the foam board lies nice and flat against The poster board, if you use something like hot glue, you'll see the hot glue lines through the poster board. If you use a regular glue like say Mod Podge, again you might see those lines and the foam board starts to bend. So I really like this adhesive spray. Once you have your image attached to the foam board, you can go ahead and cut off any foam board you don't need. You want to use a razor, something sharp like an X-Acto knife, a utility knife, and that's going to cut through the foam board perfectly as long as the blade is sharp. You don't want to use a dull blade. If you use a dull blade, it's going to make it so that the foam board is frayed. Now, to get the image to stand, you can make something out of foam board. The only thing with that is it's not easy to store, so I get these stands from Amazon. I'll link them down below for you guys. They already have an adhesive on the back, but I like to add some more glue to secure it into place. I really like these stands because they collapse, which makes it easy to store your images or transport them around. You might be asking yourself, why did I make Elmo instead of those fishes? That's because I made a bunch of Sesame Street cutouts for Noelle's second birthday party, which was a Sesame Street theme. It is so cute. Tell me it's not so cute. And I love the way this turned out. I'm telling you guys, once you learn how to make cutouts and people know you can make cutouts, everyone will be asking you to make them because they are perfect for party decor. The hack with Dollar Tree planters, I prefer the larger ones Dollar Tree has in the plus section for this. You're also going to need a pizza pan. They have a $1.25 pizza pan, and then they have the larger pizza pans for $5. You just got to figure out which one works with your planter. So you can use this as storage so that it doesn't move around. You can get the rug grips from Dollar Tree and cut out a circle that's just going to go underneath the pizza pan. Put it into place so that it stays put. So here's the pizza pan on top of the planter. Without that rug grip, you can see it slides around, but with the rug grip, it stays put, and that's what we want. You can use this as a little side table that also doubles as storage, so you can put some little items that fit inside of there like balls or water toys inside of it. The pizza pan on top of that, you can go and use this to hold food or drinks that you have. I do recommend putting a placemat on top of it because it's going to keep everything nicely in place, because sometimes the pizza pan can get a little slippery. This is a really easy hack, and it's another one that I have used time and time again during summertime because it just comes in so handy. We do have a larger backyard, so people get spread out a lot when we do have parties, so we can have a little table here, a little table there, just so people have a place to put drinks. You can use Dollar Tree cat litter bins to create affordable water tables and sensory bins. I got 2 bins, one for water and one for play sand. Now Dollar Tree does carry sand. It's not necessarily meant for play, so I just got some play sand. You can get it for as little as $3 at Home Depot. Dollar Tree carries a bunch of sand toys. I got this pack that has a variety of them. For the water, I threw some sea life creatures inside of there, again from Dollar Tree. I got this strainer from Dollar Tree that's actually perfect for water play. Dollar Tree also has these wind-up toys. They have a lobster, a turtle, and a shark. You just twist them, put them in the water, and they swim around. And some of my favorite items to get from Dollar Tree for summertime are their water blasters. You can get smaller ones too for $1.25. I really like these because these are good for toddlers and young children that struggle with things like super soakers and having to push a button that's a little too hard. There's so many other great products you can get from Dollar Tree to elevate your water table and your sand table. You can also turn these into other sensory bins, whether it's using noodles and rice. These just come in so handy, really inexpensive, and all the items you can get at Dollar Tree. Now this is something I do often for bath time and summertime in the pool. Get glow sticks from Dollar Tree and just throw them inside of the pool. This makes it so fun, especially for children. Now, if you have a large pool, don't recommend doing it because the cleanup is a bit harder in a larger pool. Once the glow sticks stop glowing, they're a bit harder to see. So I recommend it more for smaller pools. Like I said, bathtubs. This is really fun for kids.
For this project, I used a window fence, foam board, and framed mirrors from Dollar Tree to create a window pane. I glue the fence to a piece of foam board and cut off any excess foam board that I don't need. I then use my hot glue gun to glue the framed mirrors to the foam board. I had 6 framed mirrors total, and I wanted them to be the width of the garden fence, so I did put 2 of the mirrors on top of 2 more. I then glued an adhesive hook from Dollar Tree on one of the mirrors and placed a wreath on top of it. This was so easy to do and turned out gorgeous.
So that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Pray for me because, oh my gosh, my allergies this year. They are just not letting up. I am so congested right now. Anyways, hopefully yours are doing better than mine are. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.